What's up, everybody? It's Jacob. Thanks for joining me for my Sunday channel update, where I usually talk about what's going on behind the scenes for my loyal viewers and fellow content creators. Got a few things to talk about. I made some notes. Um, so I just want to start off by talking about I did a live yesterday, Saturday. Had a really good time. Changed my rig up a little bit, although visually it may not look like a lot changed. And again, I talk about regularly on these updates how I do incremental updates so I don't overwhelm myself with too many technical challenges. And I may have bit off a little more than I could chew this time around because I added a soundboard, added some transitions and some streaming optimizations and a couple of sound things. Yeah, it was too much, and I ended up kind of trying to find my buttons too much, and maybe should have spent some more time setting up and testing things. But overall, I think the stream went well. I don't get terribly upset over those kinds of things. But anyway, I experimented with adding, I called it a game, but really it was just more of like a fun, kind of more like a child's game, card game kind of experiment where because yesterday was International Women's Day, so I thought, why don't I just take pictures of persons from varying degrees of how they present their gender and see what the AI could find. And basically, I just couldn't fool the AI. So that was a fun experiment. So I've actually got a few more games. I'm not really sure what I want to call it. Maybe experiments that I'm going to try. That in the next several lives it'll come out. That I'll do kind of a similar thing with photos, but it'll be like a different theme every time. And that seemed to have gone over really well. And that brings me to the next thing: is that I'm starting to code more with chatbots. There's lots of technology out there where you can integrate chatbots or have another basically program running outside of your live rig, and it can interact with the chat for you, do things for you. You can talk to it and have it do scene transitions and stuff like that, which is little too extreme for me. But what I want to do is actually integrate some of that technology so that I can do more games and interactive things during the lives. And I've been talking about the experiments I've been doing with chatbots debating, and that's going pretty well. And I set aside an area in my studio over here to put phones down so I can film them looking down. I'm still working out some sound logistics, but eventually the goal is to actually not have phones do that, but have the AIs fully integrated into the live stream video. And so I found four different technologies in and of themselves that have really nothing to do with AI. But if I layer them together, I could actually have the chat bots talk back to me on, in real time. And the audience can hear it, and I can also talk into my microphone. Just push a button so the AI knows I'm talking to it, because I don't want it like constantly responding. But have kind of that level of interactivity and fun, and got some ideas not only to have the chatbots debate. I've also talked about doing it with two. But my goal is actually to eventually do it with four. So to have four of those inside the live stream debating, I think would be really cool. I've never seen that before. But I also have some ideas for different characters or different I don't know, maybe you want to call them entities. I don't know. That's maybe pushing it a little too far. But they have different personalities, and talk to them, ask them questions, show them things. Because one of the technologies that I didn't mention, well, actually, I didn't mention the other three actually. So talking into the microphone. Basically, you're getting real time text recognition, or speech to text, and then the second layer is you send that text through an API call, right? So you're sending the text to a program that lives on the cloud, and that program is ChatGPT. So I can talk to it through an API, and then it'll respond back with actually an audio file. And then I can take that audio file, and it actually is streamed back, I found out. So I can have that audio streamed right back into OBS and hear the response in real time. And then I talked about having the characters. So basically, it would be a real time rendering of avatars talking, different characters, and things like that. But the fourth layer that's just really interesting is I could pull up a picture and the viewers wouldn't see it, but I could draw an area on the screen, and then that area is captured and sent to an AI, and the AI could actually extract text. It could do object recognition, all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, this it's going to be a lot of fun what I'm planning. But the idea is I could have the character talk to the character, and then I could say, hey, the image I'm showing you on screen, what is that? Or tell me, is that object, what is it used for? Is it, the phrase that's in there, I can show it a meme. Is it funny? There's so many possibilities. So I'm really excited to start getting that rolling. Um, and again, doing some more games, interactive games where people can interact with, again, the software through the chat with commands. Um, so yeah, a lot of cool stuff that I'm working on, which, plus my studies and job search. I don't know how I'm going to do all of it, but your boy's motivated. So I'm really excited to do all of that. Another thing that I'm seeing here in my notes is that I've been noticing, and why I've decided to do all these things, is I've been noticing I'm getting a lot more people coming from gaming videos. So I think that having the AIs integrated into my videos as well as the live streams will will be a good move for me long term. And frankly, that's stuff I'm more interested in, and it will make the channel cover broader topics, and I can incorporate more entertainment, and do all the. It's just going to open a lot of doors, and yeah, I'm just excited. What can I say? um, on the personal front, like I said, the class, my generative AI class, it's getting hard. It's, very a lot of work, but it's going to pay off. And I'm still debating on whether or not I want to go and get a day job or maybe start a consulting firm because your boy's been an entrepreneur for a large chunk of his career. And but the thing is with a lot of these projects, the kind of sizes of generative AIs that we're talking about, not like open AIs, chat GPT, but even just like what a company would do. Let's say, like, for example, a tire manufacturer, they want to like perfect, reduce waste and reduce errors in producing the tire treads and all that stuff. And there's lots of things you can do with AI to improve that. I won't get into the details, but the reason why I bring it up is a project like that takes a lot of people on the team to build the AI, and usually something like that's going to run you several, if not $10 million. So as a consulting firm, I'd have to have a lot of people on staff, right, and have a network. So it might just be easier to just go get a day job, and there's two options there. So you've got large firms that do the consulting, like what I was just talking about, and have the staff. Then I can build network that way, and then go off and do my own thing eventually. But those consulting firms, they're brutal. They're if you're not a workaholic, you're not welcome. They're infamous. Talk a lot about it in our class. And then, or just get like the other option is to get a job with a company that wants to do it all in house and build the team and do something larger. And that's where I think I would fit best because when you get into those kinds of new paradigm shifts like that, even if it's an older company, you're going to have more like a startup mentality. So that and that's what I like. I like startups. I like wearing lots of hats, doing lots of different things because I get bored really easy just doing the same thing over and over. Because that's computer programming is. I did software engineering for many years, and it could get very boring very quick because once you do something that's cool and unusual, then your boss goes off and sells it, and then you're going to do it like 1,000 more times. So I don't know. It's just that's why I like startups because you're just starting with a whole fresh new slate, and you're at the beginning solving the problems and doing all the fun stuff, and then they're going to pass it off to someone who wants to do all the maintenance and ongoing changes. Then I'm good. Build it and then I'm out. So that's your boy. That's how I like to flow. My mother, she finally got her surgery for her shoulder replacement scheduled. I'm sorry, got her shoulder replacement surgery scheduled, so that's good. That's happening in about 3 weeks. And my dad and I have been talking about how I'm going to help out around the house. Doesn't look like it's going to be too crazy, but I think what's going to end up happening is he's going to get worn out helping my mom. He doesn't. I don't think that's really settled in his brain yet, because he's 84. It's a lot of work. So um, we'll see. But I'm ready and available to jump in as needed. And finally, kind of just going back to the channel, kind of just noticing some things, and this is for my content creators. I've been talking for about a month, maybe couple months now, how I kind of hit a wall and can't seem to get past 1,945 subscribers for some reason. No idea why. And I'm not complaining. It's all part of the game. But I'm just bringing it up because I kind of noticed some patterns. And I think what's going on is YouTube. Um, because I've taken videos I've made for other projects that totally flopped, and then I brought them over here on this channel and they exploded. So I don't think it's necessarily the algorithm going, your video sucks, it's terrible, I don't want to show it. I think YouTube kind of goes through cycles where they'll decide, okay, we're going to feature you. And yes, your videos do have to be good, or at least good enough, and you have thumbnails and titles. I'm not saying ignore that, but I'm just saying that I basically reproduced something that totally flopped, then brought it over here, and it did gangbusters. So I did the homework. It was all fine. The video was ready for the algorithm is basically what I'm saying, but you still have cycles is what I'm trying to say. So YouTube goes through cycles, and it kind of goes through a cycle where, it's like this gamification too, where it's trying, you build up your hope, you're trying to improve your videos, you get to that point, and then, YouTube displays whatever, you take off, and then YouTube backs off and gives other people a chance. And but then it does like all this, what's the word I'm thinking of, housekeeping on your channel. So I think what it does is it just kind of see like how sticky you are with your current subscriber base, how many people come back. And I think what it's doing is it's studying your subscribers to figure out, all the things they're doing, and it's just growing and learning more about what it can do to optimize to when it decides to push your videos again to a broader audience. It's going to have a way better idea of the viewers that it's going to push out your videos to, and it cleans out subscriptions. So I've noticed my subs kind of are slowly sliding down, then it jumps up and slides down. So I think it's just doing some house cleaning, some cleaning up to optimize my viewers and help its algorithm study more, not just what my content is doing, but also what my viewers are watching. And I think that's it takes a lot of data, a lot of time for the algorithm to figure it out. I could be totally wrong, but it gives me peace of mind. Let's just say that. Um, and and it still goes back to the sage advice that one of my fellow content creators who comes on my channel, Phil, Older and Alone, is his channel. Shout out, go check out his channel. I'll put a link in the description. He comes by and gives me lots of advice, and he reminds me. He said to me a couple times already, YouTube, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So in other words, sprint is all out running. Don't want to do that. Blow your wad. Just he always says, keep bobbing and weaving. Just keep moving, keep posting, keep doing what you're doing, and just be consistent. And that's just borne out to be true. So thanks, Phil. I appreciate that. Sometimes you just got to be reminded, and me saying it here on camera could also remind somebody else. But yeah, so I guess now at this point I'm rambling. So as I do on these things, when I start to ramble, it's time to cut it off. I appreciate everyone's support. Thanks for everybody that came out to the live yesterday. I'm going to like I said, I got more ideas for those games where I'm going to have the AI identify things in photos. I've got a lot of other interesting things I'm going to do to demonstrate AI's capabilities with text. Um, I'm going to move into more like doing things with video and images or generating them. to get a little more advanced. I didn't want to do anything too crazy because sometimes the novelty of what AI does can override like what the purpose is of what I'm trying to teach. So just been slowly flashing here and there what the AI can do. And I'm growing along with the audience as well. So want to get more into the video, like really heavy into the video creation, image creation, and audio creation. So stay tuned for all of that. Thanks again for watching. And until the next one, peace.